on the way to the haunted flower shop. I am here about to explore an abandoned flower shop. I have my little buns going on. I'm rocking the buns just like my niece who's 2 years old. And I thought with that child energy, I can totally find something crazy and new. So excited. It's so funny that in the first clip, while I was driving, I was like, oh my God, this is a haunted flower shop. And then later in the second clip, I'm like so excited to explore this abandoned property, because anyone who knows me knows that I'm like definitely scared of going to abandoned places or anything I considered haunted. I'm just like so scared of those things, to the point when I was younger, I would hold my breath when we were driving past cemeteries. And I've held my friend's hand walking through a cemetery at night because I've been so scared. But it's funny because those little things that we're scared of, those places we don't want to look inside, those are the things we actually really need to look at. Those are the places we need to go, the crevices we need to seek. So exploring this place was so interesting because so many things come up for me, like so many emotions came up. And I realized as I was going through the property, seeing all these things that were left over, all these old things, that I needed to go inside and explore all the old things within inside of me, that I needed to look through the window, that I needed to explore all the things that I have left behind and just ignored and repressed. I mean, I am a repressed queen. Like literally, I can remember being like 13 years old and being like, yeah, I repressed that. So I have a lot of practice at, leaving things in places that I hope won't be found. But I realized like, no, you actually have to take a look. And exploring the property, there's so many different things actually on this property, like this flower shop. There's old sheds. There's just like complete land, long land there. There's flowers. There's so many things there that's actually so beautiful that actually, if you ignore the beauty and only think about caution, you also miss so many beautiful things in life. So I realized like I was searching, there was a moment I was searching for a butterfly. I was like, oh my God, I need to find this butterfly. I need to search for something that I find that is so fascinating and gorgeous in paradise. But you have to like stop, because you have to realize, oh my God, for me to even experience this beautiful place, I have to go into this abandoned place first. And the abandoned place is actually on the outside like gorgeous. Like there's flowers growing, like it's showing its past in that way. And you have to take a step, and it's so funny because I was like about to take the step, and then a bee comes and I'm like, okay, wait. You need to hold steady. You need to hold true. Just sit and wait. And it was amazing because that's what I needed to do. I needed to go in and sit in what I thought was a scary place all by myself and fight it out my inner demons. And even if I was floating in the wind trying to fight it out, I just needed to go. And so it's actually so funny because it took me so long to actually get into the actual abandoned flower shop. It was like I was pushing it off. Like I'm saying all this stuff and I was pushing it off hardcore. I was like, okay, let me just like take some videos of something outside of the flower shop, like, the insects, the plants, everything, the tires, anything, everything. But I knew, oh my gosh, I knew I needed to take a step. I knew I needed to actually move. I needed to move forward and go to the place I was scared to go, which ironically is just being with yourself and sitting with the pain and sitting with those flowers that died, and sitting with your ghost, and sitting with that destruction, the self-destruction, just sitting with it. And I had a moment where I kind of like peered from the outside and I was like, oh, it kind of looks scary. Not too bad, but scary. And it's like that glimpse, you're like, I'm really, really about to do this. And you feel worried and you feel scared. Stifling fear. But you have to go because paradise awaits. So I made my way into hell. And boy, when I first got in there, I was seeing so many figures. I thought that they were like little demons or something. I was in my personal hell. But I was oddly comforted by actually seeing them. Seeing things that were worn and torn. Seeing old toys. Seeing old enjoyments. Seeing old comforts. But yeah, I was still fearful. I still felt like I was in hell. I thought that I was about to be attacked at one point. Yeah, this was the moment, hearing this. And then I realized it was a squirrel. And then I thought, is this squirrel trying to warn me of something? Am I missing something? Is this balloon fake? Is this balloon a sign that I should get out of here? It's dark here. But I just kind of sat with my fear. I was like, a crazy murderer can come. It might have asbestos in here. I might be having some fumes come my way. But okay, it's fine. Then I started finding really beautiful things, like this old wood machine and beautiful sculptures. Everywhere, they were everywhere, left behind. And I realized that even though there was darkness everywhere, there was always also some lightness there that has been repressed with the dark. And looking around, I saw that when I didn't accept my darkness, I also didn't accept my light. But this was the moment that I realized that I needed to step into my deepest, darkest place. I needed to go visit my ego. And it's funny because actually, I visited her before in my dreams. Once I had a dream that it was totally dark, and I see this person in the shadows. And I just kept repeating love, joy, peace, because I was so scared of being in that darkness. And then I also had this other dream where I knew it was basically my ego. And she was kind of like chit-chatting with this group of people. I felt like I was at a kickback somewhere. And she was chit-chatting and I wasn't thinking very much in the dream. I was just going along, giggling at random things that she said. And then she held out her hand and touched mine, and I'm not even joking. It hurt so bad. Like actually in that dream, I felt like this like horrible sadness. It was just so sad. And I actually saw how sad she was. But it's crazy because it gave me the space to actually allow her to be loved. I didn't realize it then when I woke up in the middle of the night at 4 a.m. when I had class the next day. But it gave me the space to actually see how much pain I was holding, how much sadness I was holding, how much hurt I was holding, how much trauma. It gave me that type of space to actually go into my abandoned home, to go into my abandoned flower shop, to check out what I haven't been helping grow. What I have been helping grow too. So I wrote something for my dear ego that I was thinking about as I was walking through this old flower shop that had so many interesting trinkets, colors, flowers. Thinking about how all these things were left by people, all these little beautiful details were created by someone, but the place had deteriorated and it had been left and it had been abandoned, and there was a kind of sadness there in that sense. So being there actually allowed me to face my fears and to face my ego, who I totally feared because she was scary. But I realized that I had to let her peacefully die, actually, that there had to be a death of her. So I wrote this for her so that it could basically be her funeral. I buried my ego, cradled her in my arms, told her how thankful I am for her, adorned her in roses, showered her in hope, bathed her in kindness, freed her from the shackles. She worked so long, she's tired. I laid her rest in the best place I know, with the infinite, the divine, and the vastness of the darkness, where she can dance with the stars. Like Rumi said, don't grieve. Anything you do comes round in another form. And she did. Became the executor of my true why. Joined the team of my higher being. All she needed was some love. All she needed was love. So next up is actually an abandoned house, a haunted house. You can see some ghosts. Just kidding. I'm done with abandoned stuff for now. But I'm happy that I took the step and explored my ego. And now I see a whole new world of possibilities, a new world of love, a new world where my ego serves my higher good.
Welcome to blue skies in these streets. Nothing but blue skies in these streets.